Hey, what is going on, fam? It's Ben here. I'm super excited that you joined me for another video, and I'm double excited because I love today's subject matter, which is CARs, also known as controlled articular rotations. The purpose of CARs is basically to work on our active mobility in our outermost ranges of motion in our most prominent joints. Today we're focusing on the upper body, and what I love most about CARs, in addition to increasing our mobility and increasing what's possible in our movement practice, is that it also prevents injuries over time as it keeps us mobile and functioning as we go through life, as we age, as we go through various other injuries, etc. So it's really just a healthy practice. It's like brushing our teeth, and it's a lovely thing to build into our routine. So we'll get started today, and I have a blanket and 2 blocks. They are recommended but not required. The blanket is recommended because we're going to do these from majority on our knees in a kneeling position, and it's okay to be standing up or even sitting down cross-legged, but if you're standing up, you're a little bit more prone to kind of waving the rest of your body around, and we want to really isolate the movements into the specific joint. So just be a little careful of that. And if you're on your knees, you're a little bit more stable, and this is where the block comes in. You can do this when you're standing as well, because you can place the block in between your inner thighs and then squeeze the inner thighs in toward the midline. That's just going to create a really nice stable foundation. It's going to prevent too much swaying, and it's going to keep things active down here, which is kind of what we want. So starting with the neck, let's go ahead and start in this position if that works for you. Hands out to the side. You can kind of ball up your hands into fists to, again, just maintain a little bit of stability and activity. And then to start, before we go into our full rotations, just allow yourself to nod your head as if you're nodding yes, but you're really exaggerating the movements as much as you can and slowing down like you're working through resistance. Just nodding yes as you open up, stretching the throat, and as you close it off, stretching the back of your neck. And then we'll pause with our chin tucked down toward the middle of our chest. From here, we'll start acting as if we're drawing a line with our chin along our collarbones. We'll go to the right. So the chin starts drawing along the right collarbone until we're looking over the right shoulder, like we're twisting. And then we'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder, like we're stretching the left side of our neck. Then from here, we roll up and back until we're in that throat stretch, leaning the head back. And then we roll until left ear is to left shoulder, side of neck stretch on the right side. And then we look over the left shoulder, twisting, and then we close it off. Chin draws down the left collarbone, up the right collarbone, looking over the right shoulder, twisting. Then drop right ear to right shoulder, and then open up as we roll back, slowly rolling until the left ear is toward left shoulder, stretching the right side of our neck. And then we twist, looking over the left shoulder. And then we draw it back down the left collarbone, up the right collarbone until we're looking to the right. And then we drop the right ear to right shoulder. And we open up, stretching through the throat, and then we roll left ear to left shoulder. Then twist, look over left shoulder, chin to left shoulder. And then we drop down, chin to left collarbone, chin up the right collarbone, look to the right. And then we drop the right ear down, and then we roll up and back. Roll until your left ear is to left collarbone, then look over off the left shoulder, and then roll it down. We're switching directions, so roll chin up the left collarbone, look to the left, and then drop left ear to left shoulder. And then roll up and over, open until your right ear is to right shoulder, and then twist, look over the right shoulder. Draw chin down the right collarbone, up the left collarbone until we're looking to the left, twist, and then drop left ear toward left shoulder, stretching the right side of our neck, and then roll up and back until we're connecting right ear toward right shoulder, stretching left side of neck, and then twist, looking off the right shoulder. Draw it down the right collarbone, up the left collarbone, until we're twisting, looking over the left shoulder, and then drop left ear down. Roll up and open. Right ear connects to right shoulder, and then we twist to look over the right shoulder. One more loop. Draw down, up the left collarbone, look and twist, and then drop the left ear down. Roll open, throat stretches until we stretch right ear to right shoulder. And then we start to twist, looking chin over the right shoulder. And then just go through a couple more rotations in both directions at a more casual pace. Now that we've really just worked into the crevices and worked into our ranges, let yourself enjoy it for a moment. Wonderful job. And then we'll go ahead and release. And we did the neck. So from here, we're moving to the torso, to the thoracic region of the body and the spine. You can keep the block in between the thighs if that's working for you. If you have a second block, a wonderful thing to do is grip it and just kind of hug your arms around the block to give you something to hold on to and to create more stability in the arms and in the trunk. So the movement here is basically the same for the torso as it was for the neck. We're going to start off just by twisting, trying not to rotate our hips as we twist to the right and look to the right. And then we're dipping the right side body, getting longer in the left side body as we lean over into a side body stretch. And then we roll the left shoulder back as we open up through the belly and through the chest as we roll, roll, roll. Eventually side body stretch as we dip left side body, get long in right side body. And then we kind of release into a twist as we twist and look over to the left. As we come through center, rounding the body and kind of compressing a little bit. And eventually we're twisting all the way to the right. From here, dip right side body, stretch left side body, and then roll left shoulder open as we expand. That feels really nice. Eventually, we're in a right side body stretch as we dip to the left, and then twist to the left. And then roll your way, hunching down through center as we eventually twist to the right. Once we're twisting to the right, we'll dip right side body, get long in left side body, and then roll left shoulder open as we expand through the chest. Eventually, we're in a right side body stretch again, dipping left side body, and then we'll turn and twist to the left, and then hunch it over. We'll switch directions. Twist to the left, start to drop left side body, get long in right side body, and then roll the right shoulder back, open through the chest and belly. Eventually, we're in a left side of body stretch as we dip the right side, and then we look over to the right, twist. Close it off and hunch down through the middle as we eventually twist to the left, and then dip our left shoulder, side body stretch on the right side. And then open through the right side shoulder as we expand through the chest into side body stretch on the left side as we dip the right shoulder. Then we twist to the right as we look to the right, and then hunch through center. Start to roll over until we're twisting to the left, and then dip left side as we stretch right side body. Roll right shoulder open as we expand through the chest. And then start to dip right shoulder, get long in left side body, twist to the right. Last round, come through center, and then start to twist over to the left. Start to dip left shoulder, get long in right side body, and then roll the shoulders open through the chest and belly. And then lean over to the right, get long in your left side body, twist to the right. Come back through center, and then again, if you want to just kind of go through a couple rounds here, rotating the torso a few times at a pace that feels more natural. Once we've gone through a little slower, I always love treating myself to a couple more casual rotations because we have earned that, we deserve it, and now it's safe to do so. So we'll go ahead and release. Next, we're heading into the shoulder blades. So shoulder blades are really wonderful, and focusing on the shoulder blades and learning about your shoulder blades and your scapulas is so important in a yoga practice, especially if you're working toward arm balances, handstand, forearm balance, crow pose, because the protraction of the shoulder blades is such an important motion that we're working on there. So let's go ahead for this one and reach our arms out in front of us like we're gripping onto a steering wheel or like we're holding two vertical poles. Now, the positioning of our arms should not change. The only thing that should change is our shoulder blades. So try to keep your arms at an exact kind of outstretched situation here. Let's go ahead and start just by protracting the shoulder blades. What I mean by that is just pushing the hands forward like we're spreading the wings on our upper back, right? The upper back is maybe even rounding a little bit as the shoulder blades spread and separate away from each other on the upper back and as the hands push forward. Then from here, we'll drop the shoulders down as far away from the ears as we can. And then from here, we'll pull the shoulders back, so retracting the shoulder blades, feeling the shoulder blades come together on the upper back as we pull the shoulders back. And then we'll hunch shoulders up to ears. And then we'll press forward, protract the shoulder blades. And then we'll drop shoulders away from ears. And then we'll pull shoulder blades back, retract shoulder blades, and then we'll hike them up to our ears. You get where we're going. We're going in a forward circle, so press and protract forward, and then drop shoulders from ears. And then pull shoulder blades back, retract, and then hug it up toward your ears. And then press forward, roll down, roll back, roll up, nice and fluid. Press forward, roll down, roll back, roll up, and then just roll the shoulder blades a few times. And then shake it out. Let's just go through the other side real quick, or reversing direction real quick. So hold out the hands, and then this time we'll protract, so spread out the shoulder blades, and then we'll hug up shoulders to ears, and then we'll retract, roll the shoulders back, and then drop the shoulders away from the ears. Press forward, protract, hug up shoulders to ears, and then retract, pull back, and then drop shoulders away from ears. And then just go through a couple backwards rotations in the other way. Whew, and then release whenever you're done. This stuff is really nuanced, it's really subtle and can be a little tedious, but it's so wonderful for the health of our joints. Let's go ahead and go into the actual shoulder joint. We'll start out by holding the arms to a T. Thumbs up. Thumbs up because thumbs up for you, you're doing a great job, and because the thumbs also help us kind of notice what direction we're rotating in. So we're just doing internal and external rotation of the shoulders. And so just so you know, as we rotate and point the thumb down, this is internally rotating in the shoulder joint. And as we rotate the opposite way, as the thumb starts to point back, we're externally rotating in the shoulder joint. This is all we're doing. But as we go through these movements and as we rotate, I want you to think first shoulders, then elbows, then wrists. First shoulders, then elbows, then wrists. All right, it's always coming first from the shoulders, then we move down the arm. So arms out, thumbs up, and then let's start rolling down. So internally rotating. First the shoulders, then the elbows, then the wrists. Eventually thumbs are facing down and a little bit behind us. And then we'll rotate up. So first roll the shoulders back, then elbows, then wrists. Thumbs point behind us. Then roll down, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Then roll up, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Just a few more times. Roll down, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Roll up, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Roll down, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Roll up, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Last two rounds, shoulders, elbows, wrists, shoulders, elbows, wrists. And let's release and shake it out. All right. So this one's similar. This one's really fast. Let's go ahead and just get through it. Arms reach out like a goalpost, and we're keeping the elbows exactly as they are. And just allow yourself to open and close, moving the hands, moving from an upright goalpost or cactus position to a inverted one. And I'm not going to cue us going up and down because this one we can kind of just move at a pace that works for us since the movement is pretty isolated and pretty simple. So just go through a couple more rounds, opening and closing, again keeping the elbows as still as you can. And then you can go ahead and release. This next one that we're doing is the real deal shoulder rotations. This is our last one in the shoulders, and it's the one that goes through really the most space and carves out the most room in our shoulder joint. So we'll start out by holding the right hand out in front of us. I might actually shift to my side so you can see better. Holding out the right hand like we're holding a tray of drinks, and then slice down right hand toward the left hip, creating as big of a circle as we can. The right hand presses to the left and up to the sky as we reach up, 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 creating a huge circle. The palm faces behind us, and eventually we reach a point where we just can't press back any further unless we internally rotate in the shoulder joint to flip the palm out, and then we complete our circle as big of a range as we can. The back of your hand will land towards the glutes or towards the backs of your hips. From here, we press the hand up and behind us, press up, 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 like we're working through resistance. You can't move any further. It's in the bones that we can't move any further, but we'll flip and externally rotate in the shoulder joint, and then we can come all the way up and slice it back down. Shake it out. Let's do the right arm again. Right arm holds out. We'll slice down right hand toward the left hip, and then we'll press up, 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 creating as big of a circle as we can up and to the left, working through resistance. When you reach the top, you can't go further, so internally rotating the shoulder joint, flip the palm out, and then complete your circle. Back of the hand towards the hips, and then press back behind you, press up, up, up. Can't move any further, externally rotate in your shoulder joint, flipping the palm up, and then sliding it down, shaking it out. Let's do the right hand one more time. So right hand holds out. Slice right hand toward the front of your left hip, and then press up into the left like we're working through resistance, up, up, up. Hand is facing back behind you, can't move further, so internally rotate the shoulder, complete your circle. Try to keep the trunk stable. And then press up and behind you, can't move further, find your big external rotation as you come up, and then slice it down. Good. Let's do the left side. So left hand holds out like we're holding that tray, and then slice down, left hand toward the front of your right hip. And then press up, 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 and to the right. As you press up, creating as much space as you can. Eventually reach the top. You can't go further, so rotate the palm out, internally rotating shoulder, and complete your circle. Eventually, the left arm circles back toward the hips, back of the hand to the glutes. And then press up behind you. Press, press, press. Can't move further. Externally rotate. In the shoulder joint, come up, and then slice it down. Shake it out. Let's do the left hand again. Left hand holds out like we're holding a tray. Then left hand slices toward the front of your right hip and then presses up into the right. Create a big, big circle. Come all the way up and then eventually internally rotate your shoulder joint, flip the palm out, complete your circle. Then press up and behind you. Work through it. Press, press, press. And then eventually externally rotate, flip out, come up, slice down. One more time on the left side. Nice job. Hold out like we're working through, or we're holding that tray, and then we'll slice left hand toward the front of the right hip. Press up into the right, up, up, up. Work through your resistance. When you're at the top, internally rotating your shoulder, flip the palm out, complete your circle. Then press up and behind you. Externally rotate, flip the palm up as you come up, and then slice down. All right, let's do a couple more on each side, but this time we're just gonna go, again, fluid, smooth, now that we've created all this space. So right hand holds out, slice the right hand down toward left hip, come all the way up, rotate as you come around, complete your circle, and then come up, rotate as you come around, complete your circle. One more on the right side. Right hand holds out, slice it down, come all the way up, rotate as you reach back, and then press up behind you, rotate as you come up, and then slice down. Easy as cake. Hold out left hand, slice down toward right hip, press up and to the right. Complete your circle as you rotate and release, and then press up behind you as you rotate up and then release. One more on the left side. Hold it out, slice it down, come on up, rotate back, complete the circle, and then return. Press up behind you, rotate up and down. Release. Awesome work. We're done with the shoulders, and we just got two really more quick ones, and then we're done. Let's do the elbows. So for the elbows, all we're doing is opening and closing in the elbow joint. And so the reason we spend so much more time on the shoulder joint than the elbows, for example, is because the shoulder moves around in so many different ways and rotates in so many different ways. The elbow, on the other hand, is a much more simple joint. It's more of a door hinge, right? A open and close, whereas the shoulder is more of a ball and socket. So these are simple. Open the arms wide, like the palms are facing out in front of you. And then from here, we're just pretending we're working through resistance again as we slowly close off the gap, bringing our palms as close to our shoulders as we can, and then flip palms out, and then close off the angle. And then flip palms up, close off the angle. Flip palms open, extend. Palms open, close it off. Palms out, extend. Palms open, close it off. Palms out, extend. Last one, palms open, close it off. Palms out, extend. And then just real quick, flipping the hand rotation. So palms are facing back, backs of your hands are facing forward, then close off the angle. Flip palms, open it up. Flip palms, close it off. Work through resistance again. Flip, open. Flip, close. Flip, open, and flip, close. All right, we're done with the elbows. Nice and simple. Let's do the wrists. So for wrists, what we want is to keep basically everything still except the wrist joint, and we want to keep even the fingertips stable. So as we go through these rotations, it's really common to kind of want to move the fingers along with the wrist, but that can really distort the intention of the movements. So keep the fingers as still as you can, act as though they're extensions of your palms. It's gonna make it harder and more frustrating, but that means you're kind of doing it on a more, a more correct path, if you will. If that feels too weird, you can do these with your fists balled up as well, no worries. But these are really simple theoretically. We're just starting with our hands held out, and you can immobilize one of your wrists with your opposite hand if you want a little bit more support. But we're starting off with just doing circles into the wrists. Again, fingers are staying still, elbows are staying still, arms are staying still. We're just rotating. And even someone like me, I do this stuff all the time, but when I really focus in and do this and keep everything still, I notice how limited my range of motion is. It's almost a little alarming. But, that's part of the game. Got to be okay with it because it helps us learn where we may need to put more attention to in the future. And so if you haven't noticed, I've already switched directions and rotated a couple times in both ways. And that's kind of what the wrist is. You just rotate a few times in both ways. There's nothing too specific I want to tell you about it, again, except for the fact that it might feel nice to hold your opposite wrist with one of your hands just to fully immobilize that and then work through the kind of range that's available in your wrists. Theoretically, you could do this for all your fingers too, but we're not going to go that far today. And this is actually where I'm going to leave you. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and this is such a wonderful routine to build into your daily or weekly movement practice. And maybe for you, you don't need all of this. Maybe you just have a little bit of spiciness in your shoulders. So maybe you just take the shoulder portion. Maybe you're working through a little neck pain, so you just kind of take nuggets of that neck routine that we did. Use parts of this video to inform you of your overall practice and to allow yourself to just have good maintenance practices over time, like an oil change, or like refilling the gas tank, brushing the teeth, flossing the teeth, all that good stuff. This is what this mobility practice is. This is time well spent. I'm infinitely grateful for you for tuning in. I love you all so much. I hope you found this useful. Let me know if you'd like to see more mobility movements on the channel. I'm happy to show you that. But otherwise, I hope you have such a peaceful and loving rest of your day. I will see you soon on or off the mat. Much love to you, my friends. Peace.